Chinese food is really, I don't know. I think. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can already see by the title, today we are going to be doing something very interesting. I've been getting a lot of questions about living in China, life in China in general. So today I decided to answer all those questions in just one video. But then if I don't have time, like if we run out of time and then there's a lot of questions left, I'll definitely record a part two. So yeah, without wasting any time, let's start with the first question. But before we start, remember to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and leave a comment on like what video you would like for me to record next, and then I'll definitely do that. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first question is, since you're still in lockdown, have you experienced depression? So I believe there's somebody that has been keeping up with my videos, someone who knows that we are currently under lockdown in the city that I am now because of the COVID cases. Last week we have 2 weeks ago we had about 4 cases, but now we have 50, around 50 or 30 something, I'm not sure, but then they're a lot, so we are under lockdown. So the question is, have you experienced depression? Personally, I've not. I don't think I have, but then I know people that have. And then because it's a very hard time, most of the time people are alone and stuff like that. So it's easy to really get depressed. But then I don't think that I have, because I'm one person who just likes being positive, just looking for like positive things in a situation. Even if sometimes there's really nothing positive about it, I'll find something to be happy about and just take my mind off of things. So I think that's what happened with me. But then it's perfectly normal to be depressed in a time like this. It's so hard because this year I think a lot of us have only went outside like 3 times or something like that. So it's really easy to get depressed. So the second question is, I really hope I answered the question well. Like I've never experienced it. But then it doesn't mean that I haven't been sad. I've been sad, and then I'm not saying I'm the happiest. I'm just trying to find reasons to be happy. So the second question is, do you feel safe in China as compared to Botswana? If you're new here, you probably don't know where I'm from. I come from Botswana. So the question is, do you feel safe in China as compared to Botswana? To be honest, I've had this conversation with a lot of people, and then a lot of people like from different countries, they always said they felt safe in China as opposed to their countries. And then I think it's the same situation with me, because here in China, before the whole lockdown shenanigans, we could go out until like 2 a.m. You're still outside. Some people still do, but then I mean, for me who stays in the dorm, I can be out, like we used to be out like 2 a.m. You're outside, 1 a.m. You're outside, and then it was just cool. And then sometimes I'm just like, the time I go back home, I'm gonna have a lot of problems, because sometimes I could be in a restaurant and then I just leave my phone there. I go wash my hands, I go do things, I come back, everything is still in place. And then I'm always like, I'm getting too comfortable here. Like, China is really safe, guys. This is the one thing that I really, really, really like about China. It's really safe. So that's it. If you're all about being safe and stuff, China is the country to be. So the third question is the education as rigid as we're always told? I don't know, but then I've received this question a lot of times, because people were telling me that they've read articles, they've watched news, about how, even some Chinese series, about how education here is like really serious. When I say serious, I mean like intense. And then I think it will depend on who's answering the question and from what angle they're looking at it from. Because for me, as an international student, I don't think that it is as intense as it is for the Chinese students. Like, I have my Chinese friends who, for them, it's really deep. Sometimes I really feel for them, because especially when it's like exam time, they're always so overwhelmed and stuff. And then during like normal class times, you see people jogging to class, running like to go to class. Like, why can't you just slow down? It just shows you that they have a lot of things to do. And they're always at the library. Like you really see that these people are busy. Like they have a lot of things going on, and then sometimes like, am I really doing school or not? I am doing school, but then I just mean that compared to what they'll be doing and how they'll be acting, theirs seems really, really, really intense. And then I have friends who are learning in Chinese, and then for them to sometimes explain that it's just too much for them. And then for me, I'm learning in English, so I think that's why the load is not as overwhelming, and then it's just easy to adapt to the whole system. But then for other people, I think they're really having it hard. So the next question is expenses compared to back home. One thing I love about this country is the living costs, like the living expenses. It's really cheap here, guys. It's really cheap, like from the food, the transport, the clothes. Things are really cheap. Things are really, really cheap. And then like the food, maybe for a week, depending on like who you are and how you spend, maybe you can just use 100 yuan. I don't know how much that is in dollars. I'll leave it up somewhere, yeah. But it's really, really cheap. The transport, the bus is like 2 yuan. I'll also leave the conversion somewhere here. It's 2 yuan for a bus. And then back home, the thing that we use for the transport, we call it a combi, is like 8 bula. 8 bula is like 4 yuan, and then here is 2 yuan. So you can see that here is actually really cheap. So life here is good. It's good. So what can you say to other African students or other students who want to come to China? Oh God. All I can say is you have to be prepared mentally. You have to be prepared just for a lot of things, because a lot of things are going to be happening in a very short period of time. Like now, I told you guys already that we test every 2 days or 3 days or whatever, sometimes every day. That on its own can be tiring. And then if you're going to come here, maybe try to get an apartment outside, because if you're outside, you don't have as much limits to do things as people who live inside. Like for me inside, I don't go out whenever I feel like going out. I have to have a reason to tell the school that, okay, I need to go out because of this, because of that. So I feel like you need to be prepared for that. And then academically, now classes are online. So if for most schools it's online, so if you don't want to do those online stuff, I don't know if this is the best thing for you. And then I've um for some schools, you can meet some teachers who are not really good, like teaching in English and stuff. That can be a challenge too for you as a student. And but overall, you can come if like, China is not for the faint-hearted, to be honest, but you can come and just have your own experience. I can never tell somebody come or don't come, because I feel like people have different experiences. I can be saying don't come, but then somebody else out there is saying come. So it just depends on who you are, and then it's better to experience things on your own and just make your own experiences. So that's all I have to say. And then the next question: do you use those yellow or blue bags that are everywhere, and how are they used? Okay, so this one, I'll make the video tomorrow on how we use the bikes. Um, I don't know how you guys know about the bike stuff. Maybe the movies or the Chinese series. I don't know. But then yeah, we do have the bikes. Some are green, some are yellow, some are blue, and then the you can find them anywhere. Honestly, you just have to scan it using the app for that particular bike, and then you can use the bike. When you're done using it, you can literally leave it anywhere, because the bike company will come and take that bike, and then yeah, so that's pretty much it. But then I'll record a video probably tomorrow to show how you take the bike, how you use the app, those kind of things. So yeah. So the seventh question is, how is the language and the challenges you've faced learning it? Um, I think the Chinese language is really interesting, and I think with practice it can be easy to learn if you really like have people who you practice with, like you're going out a lot, because going out means you meet a lot of people. And compared to when you're just in the dorm, it can be hard. Like for me, I came to China 2019, but I can't really say my Chinese is like the best and stuff, but then I get by. But I feel like if we didn't have this whole pandemic situation, I'll be able to to like talk more. Like my level would have been different. But then because I'm not going out as much and I'm not meeting people as I would before, I think that is the problem. But then the challenge that I've faced learning it, I think my big problem would be the characters. Sometimes recognizing different characters is so hard. No, I don't think recognizing them is not a problem. Writing them is a problem for me. Like because there's like the order, like a certain stroke can come before a certain one, but then for me I just want to go, and then it's like there's an order and stuff. I feel like that is always the number one challenge for me. So yeah, but then the language is really interesting. It's really interesting. And then if you really want to learn, you can start watching some Chinese series on YouTube. That is what I do. And just it's just really interesting. So yeah. Okay. So now the eighth question is, are you friends with many Chinese students? Honestly, the answer is yes. Okay. The answer is yes because I think I've made Chinese friends from the different things that I do. I'm a badminton player, so that is where I've met some of my Chinese friends because they also like badminton. Chinese people really like badminton, you know. So sometimes when I go to play, maybe they're impressed by the way I play, or maybe I'm impressed by the way they play. We can like exchange our contacts, and then yeah, we start going out together, training together, those kind of things, and then we become friends. Or sometimes I could just be walking and then somebody starts smiling at me and then I smile back and then I like contact and then we exchange the contacts and then that's how we just become friends. It just depends on who you meet. Like a lot of my friends, if it's not badminton, would be just me walking and then them seeing me and then just saying, "Oh hi, what's your name? Na 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 na. Maybe I can start talking to you more to improve my English." And then I'm like, "Oh, for me it would be good for my Chinese, you know, that kind of thing." So at the end of the day, both of you guys benefit, but I would say that I have a lot of Chinese friends. And question nine, how is the food? I think there's a question that a lot of people have been asking. It's like a lot of people want to know if Chinese food is all that or not. But all I can say is that Chinese food is really, I don't know. I think it depends on the food that you've tried because I've had the good food and then I've had some other food that was not really great, but then I know that someone else would enjoy it, you know. But then the ones that I've had, there's some that are really really good, like really really good. I think I can even start making videos showing you guys different Chinese food here. Like there's this thing we call huamenji. Oof, I don't have a video. I'll check and then I'll leave it somewhere. That thing is really good. I like it spicy. There's some Chinese restaurants that really like make some fire food, like really nice food, you know. But then I don't know why every time somebody says Chinese food, we tend to think of the wildest things ever, and then I don't think that's fair. But then Chinese is food, Chinese food, Chinese is food. Chinese food is really good, depending on what you're having. Because I don't know, the first time I came here, like in China, I had a very hard time adapting to the whole food situation because I think I was quick to try some stuff, you know, and then the stuff that like started with was not that great, and then I started feeling like Chinese food is not that great, and then when I made friends. And then the friends started showing me different stuff. I think that's when I was like, that's when I started appreciating Chinese food more. Now I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I really am. I can't lie. And then the last question, I really tried to like do it quick because I didn't want the video to be too long. So the last question is, what is it like living in China as an African? And do you have any racism stories? What is it like living in China as an African? I think it has its own advantages and disadvantages. Um, I don't know if this is just for Africans or other foreigners, but you will get a lot of stares wherever you go. That is how living in China is as a foreigner, as an African. You'll get a lot of stares wherever you go because some people are not used to black people. And then what else? People will take pictures of you. People will come touch you. I think I already discussed this in my previous video. I'll leave the link here. But all I can say is that everything has its good sides and its bad sides. The only good thing that I can think of right now of being an African is that um like financially there are always opportunities for Africans because people want to do photo shoots, models, blah blah blah, acting jobs. So there's always like opportunities for you. But as for socially, like just interacting with people, you'll meet a lot of things. You'll meet a lot of things that you won't be comfortable with, but you just have to go through them because it's the way we are. Any racism stories, um, I really can't think of any. The thing is, it's hard to know if it's a racism story or if it's just something that happened out of ignorance. So that's the problem that we're having right now. But then I think sometimes, I think I already said this in the previous video. When you enter the bus or the subway, people don't want to sit next to you. Some people come touching your hair. Is it real? Is it this? Is it that? Some people can come to touch your skin and then like to see if the color will come off and stuff. Um, some people when they see you, the first thing they'll do is pull their mask up, like because I don't know who told them that the Africans are the ones that bring the COVID. So I think those are one of the things that we see here. But in general, like I already told you guys, everybody has the power to make their own experience. For somebody else, it can be the best thing ever. For someone, it can be like it can be really challenging. But it just depends on who's looking at things and yeah, what experiences they're using. So I think I'll end the video here because I don't want it to be too long. But then if you guys want a part two, well, I'll be answering more questions. And then you can also leave your questions. You can tell me down below, like in the comment section, if you want a part two. And then I'll gladly do the part two. So with having said that, guys, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like, share, and comment. And then that is all that I'm asking from you guys. And yeah, that's basically it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. And with all that, bye.